Guess who's back? Back again. Guys, you know, this is not going to be a terribly long video this time because we talked about it in a previous video. If not, we could probably just post the video for last year's and run that back again. But at this juncture, it's more of an announcement. When we're talking about, yes, Michael's favorite, the greatest value in California Zinfandel on the planet. I had to open this today and literally do an email on it, or else Michael was threatening to quit, to leave. We love Michael, he's really great, and I would hate to see him leave, so I opened this bottle of amazing Zinfandel so he can enjoy the rest of it this evening, so I could continue with my great staff and offer you a fantastic wine. This wine's pulling double duty today, as well as it should, because what Joel Peterson is doing at Once and Future is absolutely phenomenal and beautifully refreshing in the context of the California wine business. It's really wonderful that someone who's comfortable, who knows wine, who knows where all the skeletons are buried, knows where all the best vineyards are, and has made many of the greatest Zinfandels in California's history over the last 50 years, decides to make a wine for us, right? This is not finance bro, Google tech guy wine. This is wine for the people. This is wine for people that just enjoy drinking a great glass of wine on a weeknight. And basically, no one's done it better than Joel. So this is the Once and Future 2022 Napa Valley Zinfandel. He doesn't put old vines on it, but yeah, the vines are old. As we talked about before, the bulk of this wine comes from those century vines at the Dickerson Vineyard in the Napa Valley, along with a healthy dollop of top-flight Zinfandel from Green and Red, who we all know is a premier producer of Zinfandel. And then finally, a little dollop of Petit Syrah from the Palisades Vineyard in Calistoga. 3 super prime kick-ass sites that go into producing this fabulous wine. Now, I think he produces single vineyard wines from all those plots, and then he makes a certain amount of each, and then the balance goes into this wine. And he sells it for an absolutely ridiculous price. Always so touched and charmed by this wine. Same type of deal, small open top redwood fermenters, just like the old days. French oak aging, 30% new, which is actually quite a bit when you consider it. 70% older barrels, all native yeast fermentation. Just classic, great Zinfandel. And in 2022, we have the added bonus of it being a warm vintage, which Zinfandel doesn't mind it being warm. You know, kind of, you have to be careful that the riper grapes on the cluster don't completely pudding out on you. But if you can do that, it doesn't mind a little heat. And 22 was warm. But, you know, in Napa, in these particular sites, you could really work to pick certain grape varieties at the perfect level of ripeness. And especially with like Petit Syrah, I don't think it minds getting its bake on, you know what I mean? It's a big wine, powerful. But Petit Syrah is a pretty small part of this. Anyway, this is enthralling, classic Napa Valley Zinfandel. It's like going in a time machine. It's like it's 1991 again. You know what I mean? Like at the heyday, you know, the beginning of the heyday of Zinfandel in California. And the thing is, you know, this point in time when Joel was crafting those wines in the late 80s and early 90s, this is when Zinfandel began its renaissance. And you know what? Not all of Zinfandel got ripped up. Not all of it was planted to Cabernet. Because of Joel and these cats, Kent Rosenblum and you know these guys, Ridge, they saved Zinfandel and made Zinfandel a solid, continuous varietal to work with in California. Zinfandel will always be a thing, as it should, because some of California's greatest treasured old vine vineyards are in fact Zinfandel, or these old mixed vineyards. In Napa, less so now because Cabernet's taking over, but in Sonoma and these sorts of places, what an absolute treat this wine is. This is drinking liquid history at a ridiculous price. A little richer wine, I'd say in 22 over 21. There's a little more depth to the black fruits. The fruits are fading a little more black here. There's a little more plum. Perfumey vanilla thing, head in a blackberry. There's some briar. a little hint of pepper. Some Napa Zins can be much more peppery, I would say. And this one's less peppery, more the emphasis on the fruit, with a nice little mineral-laced finish. You can feel the petite a little bit on the finish. It provides this underpinning, this framework, this structure. Although Napa Zin in general can have that a little bit, but here it feels like the petite is kind of boosting this wine. It was a warm year. In 22, there's always a danger the wine could be a little rich, but that's not Joel's style. Joel Peterson never made Mongo Zinfandels. He never, that wasn't his thing. And you can taste this here. This is a perfectly proportioned California Zinfandel. Not just California, just Napa Valley. Old Vines Napa Valley, from 3 of the greatest vineyards in the Napa Valley. And yeah, he kept the price, 25 bucks. 25 bucks for a Zinfandel of this caliber. Simply doesn't happen. I know some people have asked me, is it, because his kid, Morgan, at Bedrock, makes a fabulous California Old Vine Zinfandel that sells for basically exactly the same price. Is this wine better? Yeah, but I think Dad can afford to, you know what I'm saying? Like Morgan's got a little more of a mortgage to pay. He's got some pretty heavy bills. Dad's pretty comfortable, so I think Dad has the luxury of producing a wine at this quality level at this price. Whereas Morgan, I think, kind of is a little more, trapped by financial constraints. Although I imagine that'll change at some point someday for Morgan because he's talented as well. The Once and Future 2022 Napa Valley Zinfandel Old Vines at $25. Yes, in my mind, the greatest value in California Zinfandel today. Get some.